Hey guys, I'm gonna do a live video. I just did one on Instagram. I tried to do Facebook and Instagram together live, but it kept cutting out on Facebook. So I guess I gotta do 2 live videos. The reason why I wanted to do these a little bit, I got a nose itch, is a lot of times when I'm doing my mindset minutes, if you're familiar with my mindset minutes, it's hard for me to sometimes get everything in 1 minute. I always usually do one take, but the times, what's up, Levi, Corey, Britt? Oh, Britt joined. Britt, you still in Legoland? You still up in Legoland? No? Hey, Cameron, thanks for joining. But a lot of times what I was saying was, when I do the mindset minutes, the only time that I ever take like 2 or 3 or 4 takes sometimes is when I can't get everything that I want to say in the minute. I just can't do it, right? So it's like 1:05 and then I can't share it on Instagram. So, I've been wanting to do more live videos. Plus I heard that's really a great way to reach more people anyways, which is what I'm trying to do. But really, I want to get to the point here. I don't want to go on too long to say, hey, in the live videos, kind of get an intro so more people join this and that. But I don't want to waste anybody's time. It's Memorial Day. I'm here at the office because I love being at the office. It's very quiet right now, which is okay. But one of the things that I'm passionate about, I really want to get to the point I want to talk about this, is the idea of passion, persistence, and patience. Now listen, one of the things that I'm extremely passionate about, if you know me, if you've been watching and interact, I'm supposed to interact more? Okay, thanks, Britt. One of the things that I'm extremely passionate about is helping others find what they're passionate about, helping others define what success looks like for them, and then designing it into their life. I think with the way that everything is so fast-paced, everything is crazy, I think it's very easy for every single one of our lives to get out of control, to get out of focus. Before you know it, 2, 3, 4 months have gone by, you haven't gone on your date night, you haven't taken a vacation, you're working yourself to death, you haven't exercised like you wanted to exercise. Kayla, how's the wine in Nampa? Is it good? You in Nampa? I see you enjoying Nampa on your honeymoon or your anniversary, my bad. But anyways, going back to, see, I'm sometimes I'm so ADD, like I look at people joining and then I get all distracted, so I need to focus here. But talking about it, listen, I think so much of the way the fast pace is, we can get out of control. And soon what happens is, if we don't have focus, we end up in a place or a situation or in relationships where we don't want to be, because we haven't focused up. We haven't taken the time every single day to know exactly what it is that we're trying to pursue, what it is that we're trying to do, who it is that we're trying to become, And what happens is, before you know it, you're a certain age, you're in a relationship that maybe isn't going well. Your kids, you didn't develop the relationship you wanted with the kids. Maybe you're 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight where you never wanted to be. You're in that job, you're in that career that that you wanted to pursue, that you don't want to be at, because you never, when you were young, took the time to pursue something that you were passionate about. So then you're at an older stage in your life, and that's where risk becomes more challenging because you have a family now, So all these different things, if we're not focused on what it is that we're trying to do. So if you're watching this, I'm not sure the age. I know Molly Wagner, you joined, you're young, you're still young. And the great thing about it, listen, what I try to tell my kids, well, number one, let's just get to it. Let's just get to passion. It's so important, I feel, that an individual pursues his passion to start at a very young age. I'm always trying to encourage my kids to try to figure out what they're passionate about. Because listen, you could start the pursuit of your passion if you're lucky enough to know what it is when you're 20, when you're 19, whatever it may be. And you could pursue that hard. You could fail every single year. You could fail at that. And heck, you'll only be 28, you'll only be 30. So the power in that, of understanding when you're young to pursue that, is so important. Because when you're my age, if you're 45 and all of a sudden you want to pursue your passion and you fail for the next 10 years, you're 55 and you got kids you got to feed, you got all these different things that you need to do. So it's a little harder to pursue that passion, okay, when you're older. So my big thing is, parents, if you got kids out there, or whatever it may be, and you're watching this and you're younger, there is no excuse for you not to be pursuing your passion, something that you love, something that you enjoy. I mean, my gosh, there's so many different opportunities out there for an individual to pursue that passion. Do it, go after it. If you got to work a second job, if you got to work a job that you hate, but then you can go after your passion, you know, in the off hours or in a second job and really kind of see and do an internship for free, whatever it may be, pursue that passion. Now also, I don't want to just keep it necessarily on career, because I think if you're in a marriage, if you're a parent or you're married, I believe that you should be passionate about that. I think if you're married, it's very hard to be unpassionate about your marriage, right? If you just don't give a rat's butt, you're not going to have a good marriage. So I think you need to be passionate about being an amazing husband. You need to be passionate every single day about being an incredible wife. You need to be, that needs to be a passion. If you're not passionate about being a parent and you have kids, you probably shouldn't have had kids. You really probably shouldn't have had kids. Jim, what do you say? By pleasure, not purpose. Jim, I see what you said. Distracted by pleasure, not purpose. Yeah, that's a whole different video, man. It's so important, right? If you give or take, everybody wants to take, no one wants to give. But listen, if you have kids, you got to be passionate about that. You have to grow and you have to learn and understand that you need to be the best possible parent you can be. So I think passion does not just fall or fit into the category of your profession. And I think that's important. If you're in a relationship, you need to be passionate about that relationship. If you're not going to have a good relationship. Okay? If you're a parent and you're not passionate about being the best possible parent you can be, and you're being a lazy butt, and you're more passionate about going out and having a good time, you know, you ain't gonna work. The results are not gonna show later on in those kids' life, right? And then naturally, you need to be passionate about your career. You need to do something you love. It's so important, or pursue that. So number one is passion. Now I want to talk about persistence. Persistence. Listen, where so many people screw up is they start and they stop. They start and they stop. They start and they stop. They get passionate about something. They get fired up. Okay? And then in pursuit of that passion, they realize it's a little more work. Okay? And you got to show a little more persistence, and they don't do it. But listen, if you're passionate about something, anything worthwhile, anything that you're pursuing is going to be a challenge. It's going to take hard work. And you need to be persistent every single day in the pursuit of that passion. It's so important, but most people are not persistent. They're not disciplined, right? They want to have this, they want to have that, but they don't show it every single day in their life. They just don't. And that's what's going to be so important, is showing that persistence in pursuit of that passion. Listen, my marriage, I want to have an amazing marriage, and I am super, super persistent. I mean, almost to the point where I'm sure my wife gets annoyed sometimes, because I'm just like hell no. You know, we got an argument or we're not doing good. It's like I'll maybe let 2 days go by, 3 days go by where stuff may not be right, but then it's like, no, it's not going to. I'm persistent in making sure that we have an amazing marriage. Same thing with the kids. That persistency of understanding that, I want to be an amazing father. And I'm going to be persistent in that pursuit every single day. But I think a big thing is, in order for you to be persistent, you have to know what you need to be persistent at, right? If you need to know what it is that you need to do every single day in order to make that goal a reality. If you don't know what it is that you need to do, how can you be persistent in anything if you don't know what it is? What do you got to be persistent in? You know, for example, your health. Okay, if you have a passion, if you have a goal or a passion to be incredibly healthy, you need to know what it is that you need to be persistent in every single day, whether that's going to the gym or eating healthy foods. Whatever it is, You need to know it. If you're just like, oh my gosh, I want to be crazy healthy, you know, I just want to do that, but you have no idea, that it's not going to happen. So you need to know, you need to identify what you're going to be persistent in, what you're going to be disciplined in, what you're going to do. You know, it's the same thing in marriage. If you're not persistent in that pursuit of that amazing marriage or that passionate marriage, and you're like, well, I take my wife on a date night on Friday, and gosh, it's been like 2 or 3 months, not persistent, and then you go back and you say, wow, let's start it up again, let's go, and you take her for maybe 2 Fridays, but then you let 2 months slide. Or every single day, right? Every single day she needs that love, she needs that encouragement, she needs that affirmation from you, but you're not persistent every day, you're not doing it, and you're being a flake, okay? It ain't gonna work. You're not going to have that. Jim, what'd you say? The more we know, right, perfect. It's so important. So listen, passion and persistence. Persistence, that's where so many people screw up, is they start, they stop, they start, they stop, they start, they stop, okay? And they realize, or they don't realize how much harder it's gonna be to achieve that success. So that's important, persistence. You gotta be disciplined every single day. Every single day you gotta know. And number 3, the last thing I wanna talk about is patience. Patience, patience, patience. I think this is so freaking huge. In our society, everything is so fast, right? Everything, they want it. You know, we look at people's social feed, we look at all these different things, and we think that these people are achieving this success, or they've achieved this great marriage and it's always been good, and it's like, why can't it work for me? You know, but well, maybe you've been working on your marriage for freaking 2 weeks and you've been a flake for 5, you know? All these different things, or, oh, you know, that person has a great body, it looks like they're super, super fit. I've been going to the gym for, you know, 2 months, and why isn't it working for me? You know, it's like, no. This takes a long time. I see it in the real estate business a lot, where, you know, I think I've been in it 11, 12 years now. I busted my butt to be one of the top agents in Denver, still busting our butt to be one of the top teams in the Denver area. But I see these agents that come in and expect it right away. Oh, my first year I want to make, and I'm all for big goals. I'm all for hitting it. A lot of our agents hit those numbers. But listen, a lot of times what I think is they don't realize the work that went into it. They want stuff quick. I mean, I know Anthony Munoz jokes me out this all the time, because I always exaggerate the number of shoes that I wore out door knocking, but I'll bump it up. But I probably wore out 3 or 4 different shoes door knocking on certain neighborhoods, just asking people for business, busting my butt the first 5, 6 years. And people often, what they do is they expect the success to come so quick, or they're in the business for 1 or 2 years, it doesn't work out, so then they give up, right? They don't have the patience to see it through. You know, it happens a lot of times in marriage, right? You've been a flake in your marriage, and you guys, 2 people haven't been working on their marriage. They haven't. You mean I won't see results from my gym session yet? No, James, it's going to take a little longer than one session. You might feel, because you did a little bit of bench and your chest is all swollen up, you're like, yeah, and then it goes down. But just James Reinhardt said, I'm not going to see it after my first session. No, at the gym, it's going to take longer. But it's true. You may have 2 people, listen, that haven't taken the time, that haven't learned and haven't grown and haven't done the things that they need to do in their marriage, right? And then they decide to work on it. And then you got one person, or maybe both, there's like, oh my gosh, it's been freaking 2 weeks and we're still not communicating, or there's still some hard stuff going on, and then they give up, okay? Let me tell you something, marriage will never be easy. This isn't. I've been with my wife 24 years, we've married 20. It's always challenging, right? It's always challenging, but listen, you have to have the patience to see it through. You may be going to the gym like James was talking about. You're not going to get results in one day. You're not going to get it, but over time, it's going to make a big difference. You know, they talk about, I'll give you a quick example, because I'm enjoying this right now. The example of, you take two identical people, One guy decides to not go to the gym, stay home, maybe just have one beer a night and watch some reality TV. Let's say he's watching Bachelor in Paradise. And then you have another guy that says, you know what, I need to cut down on the beers. Maybe I'm going to go to the gym every single day, and I'm going to hit the cardio, and I'm going to hit the weights. Or let's just say he's going to go to CrossFit, because I like CrossFit. Let's say he's going to go. Two identical guys, two identical people. Okay, one man decides to stay home, just crack his beer, man. He's just watching, Bachelor in Paradise. Maybe he's hanging out. Maybe that's not a manly thing. Maybe he's watching some car show like Gas Monkey Garage or something. Let's say that. So he hates, and let's say the other guy, and the one neighbor that's hanging home drinking the beer is like, hey, where are you going? He sees him pull the garage. He's kind of joking. He's like, oh, you're going to CrossFit, blah, 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 this and that. And maybe you don't see any results. Maybe they each weigh like 190 pounds, or let's say 200, well, even 200, okay? Maybe, let's say after about a month and a half, the guy that's drinking the beer is still watching the TV. You don't see that big of a difference on him, right? Maybe he's gained a few weights, maybe getting a little bigger, maybe he's doing the belt loop, one extra loop. And the other guy, you don't see much. But what happens in about 6 months? Okay, 6 months, that other guy probably went up 2 or 3, maybe went up a couple sizes in his pants. He's not feeling that good about himself. He's kind of being lazy. He sees the other guy that's been going to the gym, going to CrossFit. It's been 6 months now. He has more energies. He's feeling better. It's filtering over into his relationships. And let's say a year and a half goes by, and the other guy, marriage is struggling because he's still watching the lame TV shows. Now his one beer went to 2 beers. And the other guy, because he's been patient, and he's been persistent, okay, now he's getting great results. He's been at CrossFit for a year and a half. He feels good. He feels healthy. It's filtered over to the kids. Now the kids maybe want to do CrossFit. Now they see dad living a healthy life. The wife gets more attractive. Maybe she's more, I'm making that up because it normally doesn't work that way. She gets more excited. He has more energy to be a better husband. So see, but listen, it took a year and a half. Maybe it took 2 years. Maybe it took 3 years. But the thing is, most of us are not patient enough. We're not patient enough to see our persistence or see our discipline pay off. We're just not. And that's what we have to do. We have to learn to be patient. I know Seth Jensen, you just joined. I was talking about the real estate. It took me 10, 12 years, and I busted butt. And I know you're an amazing real estate agent. You have to be persistent every single day, and I know you are. And that's what brings you the success of knowing what it is you're trying to achieve, being passionate about it. You want to be an amazing husband. You want to be an incredible parent. Okay? You want to have a successful career. All these different things, you need to be passionate. You need to then be persistent. You need to identify what it is, and you need to be persistent every single day, man. Grind it out. Get it done. Be persistent. Spend the time with your wife. Do the date nights. Hang out with your kids. Discipline your kids when you don't want to discipline. Encourage, love them. Okay? All these different things. Make the telephone calls when you don't want to make the telephone calls. Write the handwritten notes when you don't want to do it. All these different things. It's that persistency over time that's going to make the big difference. And have the patience then to see all your hard work pay off. But the thing is, what most people do is they're not patient enough. And then all those things that they wanted to do, all those things that they wanted to achieve, all those different things, they never stuck in there long enough to see their hard work pay off. That is so key. And it's really brought me a little bit of, I wouldn't say relief, but a little bit of like, oh, okay, it's okay. It is going to take time. Because like I said, one of the things I think I said in the Instagram live video is I've been really wanting for the past probably 6 years to do more speaking engagements. I've been wanting to coach more individuals. And it hasn't been probably for the past year and a half that it's finally starting to pay off. I'm getting more speaking engagements. There's more people that want to coach with me. But listen, it's me really being able or having the patience to not give up on that passion, to not give up on that and be persistent and do the mindset minutes every single day, to do the social posts, to reach out, to meet with people, free and not charge, just meet with them and help and bring value to them. Eventually, I know that'll pay off, but I have to have the patience to see it through. If I just gave up, it's like, screw it, I'm just going to go back to just, selling the real estate my own, not having my team do it, this and that. So listen, I don't want to go in too long, but what I want to talk about was the 3 Ps. Passion, 3 Ps I think are just key. Passion, persistence, and patience. Passion, persistence, and patience. Those are 3 things that are key ingredients in order for you to achieve the goals and achieve the passions that are in your heart. So thank you so much for watching this video. Listen guys, I did this on my personal page, but I want to encourage you to join or like my public figure page, the Define and Design Your Success, like that, so I don't have to kind of go back and forth. If I can get that other one big enough, then I can kind of communicate more through there and leave the more personal stuff for my personal page. But anyways, thank you so much for watching it. If you like this video, if you think this video helped, okay, and you think this video could encourage somebody else, can you please share it? I'm not sure how live videos work, but I'm sure you can share this. Share it with somebody if you think it'll make a difference in their life. So that's one of the great things you can do. So thanks guys. Later. Thanks Jim. Talk to you.